What up, people? What up, people? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, I don't have any coffee. Yeah, I said, yeah, let me get on this thing and make another video, make some more content. Why not? Um, Today's video is why did I get in trucking? Uh, it's a bunch of things. I'm not gonna keep it real. Why I exactly got into it, but I thought about it before, like way before it was options. You're growing up. Um, I got into it when I was 25, but before that, like if you come from you're single, you got like you've been in and out of jobs like retail. Used to do a lot of retail, warehouse. I was like a merchandiser for Coca-Cola. Uh, when I did warehouse work, I was like in the warehouse. This is not Coke, but it was Coors back in the day in the Bay Area. Uh, Bay Area beverage, believe it or not. They basically, distribute beer, um, you know, all over the Bay Area, Oakland, San Francisco, San Jose, you name it, Richmond, as far as Walnut Creek, Antioch, Concord, uh, stuff like that. So that was cool back in the day, you know. Kind of backtracking before that too, retail, Safeway. Um, I used to work when I was at Safeway. You work up your ranks. So I was a courtesy clerk. That's basically you're a bagger, and you help the customers. Smile, greet, um, ask them, you want paper or plastic? I remember those days. Or you help them find items in the store. And that was a good experience as well because you run into a lot of people and make you become more of a people person. That was like in my teenage years. I think like from 18, 19, 20, 21, maybe 22, 23. Because I built like a family, a rapport, good people. Uh, Shout out those stores, College in Claremont. That's like North Oakland. Um, and I used to like try to get more hours work at like sometimes Albany or what do you call it, Berkeley, the Shattuck Road store. So yeah, you meet a lot of people, all types of backgrounds, different races. You get to learn, what type of foods they like, what type of items, they're going for, and stuff like that. It was really cool. Fast forward, I was working at the the Coors, the beer company, Bay Area Beverage, and they used to be in Oakland, like not even that far from the Oakland Coliseum. Where the Raiders, the A's, the Warriors. A's are still there, but the Warriors are in Frisco, and the Raiders are in Vegas. So, um, but before I decide to leave Safeway and then go um, to Bay Area Beverage, like I said, I was courtesy clerk, and I was doing so good at that. Management asked me, do I want to be, in the bread and beer department. They basically were like next door. You got the bread aisle. It was number one. It's just one one aisle, one long wall, breads, peanut butter, jellies, jams, mustard, ketchup, relish, and stuff like that. And then it was the beer and the wine, but you had the meat on one wall. But we're not gonna say that don't count because I remember the whole schematic of the store. Um, and then you had the floor department. Uh, Now, if you was to go back, I'm just speaking off the cuff. So if you was to go to that store versus back in the day, it's completely different. So, but yeah, back to the story. So when I wanted to go ahead and decide to do that, uh, I developed skills of like learning about the beers and stuff like that. Now I was of age then. I was like 21, so I could drink. So I ain't got the beard for that look like a damn Viking. But yeah, I learned a lot about the beers and the wines and all this stuff. And then some of the vendors were cool. Uh, they said, hey, you should try this or you should try that. This and that and the third. It was cool. And then sometimes you used to have. I don't know if they do this now, so I'm just keeping real. This is 100% truth. But I don't know if they do this stuff now, but because the economy. But back then, if you had say if you had a 6-pack of beer or a 12-pack, like a customer accidentally dropped or something, and customer reported it, hey, actually we dropped this beer, stealing me. They're gonna have to purchase it though. They can get a new 12 pack, 18, 20, 24, 4-pack, whatever in quantity wise. You have to purchase a new one. But when the vendors came, and they're back in the vendors, that talking about the vendors, the truck drivers, and the salesmen, they would have to, or the merchandiser, they would have to clean that. We would clean it up, of course. I would clean it up. Back in the day, but if it was to happen on the spot and they're there, then you would look at them, hey, salesman, hey, merchandiser, or even sometimes you have truck drivers that they're side loaders. They'll drop off some cases too. That store was popping like that. Like if they had like like an extra missing pallet of beer or extra cell that couldn't fit on a trailer, then you had a side loader come in. So basically, long story short, they would handle the cleanup. If I was to see them, like, hey, I got a customer, can you can you handle this? And they'd be like, yeah. So, but the cool perks about that, where does those broken cases go? Because you gotta clean off the glass, the beer. You can't just repackage it. So they would put it in a banana box and bring the count back. They probably bring that count back, but back in the day, when people wouldn't trace it and all that stuff. And I ain't talking about my company, but I'm saying because I ain't getting nobody in trouble. But they would get credit for it. But sometimes if they wanted to sell it to Safeway or whatever, but not really sell it, I'm trying to how to word it, I don't know, but we could get like the beer. So I'll just end it like that. So that was cool. So you have a banana box full of beer for a cool price, and then the salesman or whoever would just write it up. So that was cool. So minus that, so fast forward. So I used to see the vendors come in, and then sometimes if the receiver wasn't there and they needed help, because the back rooms when the vendors come in the morning, you got the bread guy, beer, you got an ice truck, guys in summertime drops off bags of ice or whatever. You got floral, you got the store truck, you got even the egg truck. You got all these trucks, and if the back room is towed up to the floor, then I got familiar with organizing the back room, moving pallets and off stacking pallets, and basically condensing the room to make sure, if the vendor guys come in, they're set up to cool. They could drop here or there, and it's easy peasy. So I got familiarized with that when I was in the morning time, or if I switched to night crew or whatever. I was the man for that. Everybody worked as a team back then. I don't know how it is now. I do know how it is, but I'm not. We ain't gonna talk about that because I did some local work, truck driving, so I know. But we ain't gonna talk about that. But this is why I wanted to go into trucking, because I was like, man, if this is cool and all, as a teenager, but eventually, that's where I'm gonna want to go and want to become a truck driver. I just like things with wheels, automobiles, trucks, motorcycles, stuff like that. So I eventually left the beer company and went to Coke, did merchandising for them. It was easier than beer, believe it or not. It was easier. I don't care if you got to build a nice Coca-Cola display, make it look like Mario or whatever, it was actually easier than beer. But I like beer better, but Coke was cool. Coca-Cola was cool out of San Leandro. Shout out to them. Shout out Coolers Bay Area Beverage. And it's not a shameless plug. Those were really good jobs, believe it or not. Shout outs to them. But yeah, I eventually became a truck driver because I was like, it was either be a barber, because I do my own lineup and stuff, straight razor, straight edge, one blade razor and all that. So I was like, either become a barber, security guard. I didn't become a barber, get certified to become a barber, but I became a security guard. And I only did it for like 1 week. My mom was mad. I said, I'm not like Day Day and Craig. We gotta save the world, Craig. I'm not like that, All I was doing was at a school district, sitting in like a lobby, and if it's an administrator or whoever had to come there, this was in Walnut Creek, believe it or not. I did that for 1 week. My mom was blowing up my phone. This back when we had the little Nokia phones. I think when Metro PCS first jumped off, mom blow me up. Where you at? And, like, and this was before the beer company and Coca-Cola and all that. I did security for 1 week, and mom thought I was going to be in danger. I was like, nah, this is an easy job. I'm in Walnut Creek. This is a nice area. We'll do. And then I had to let that go. So that was off the list. So I eventually went back to Safeway, other Safeways, but and then jumped up to beer and Coca-Cola, and then truck driving was like kind of last resort, because when I went back to Safeway after doing the beer and all that, it was hard to get hours. You know how if you go to a different store, you lost all your seniority and all that shit. So decided to go do do the trucking thing. Actually liked it. Saw like when you had the classified ads in the paper, before Craigslist and the internet was popping. You had newspapers. And looked in the classified ads, called the number, and it was CRST. Shout out to them. And yeah, I think it's Fontana. They called. They called me back, and I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." They said that they just told me to get down. They said you have to come down here. You're gonna do 1 week in. You're gonna do 1 week learning about the CDL. Basically the rules of the road, the regulations, all that good stuff. They said the faster you learn, like if you learn like you orientate, you get. Of course, they gave me a bus ticket. I went down there into they had the hotel Claremont. I don't know if it's the Claremont Inn, the Claremont, whatever. But it was a nice little old style, kind of modern, fancy hotel. It was cool. They basically said, yeah, you go down there, a shuttle's gonna pick you up, and that next morning. So you get down there Sunday from the Greyhound, and you get there Sunday. Monday morning you wake up early, be downstairs in the lobby at 6 because they're gonna pick up a bunch of rookie drivers, which was me back then. And they said the hotel provides breakfast, but make sure you're in the lobby there, or they gonna leave your ass, and that's your job. you wasn't in that lobby. So I said, okay, on the phone call, okay. And they basically, I'm trying to think. I'm like, my head's all rattled. So they basically say, yeah, be there in the morning, like I said, and if you learn your material, for your CDL, the CDL book, and you could take your written test on Wednesday. If you don't take it or you fail, you could come back on Friday. But they said for people that pass on Wednesday, they could go with the driver trainer and learn how to drive. And this is when they had full automatics. This is in 2006. I didn't see no automatics around, so I don't know. You tell me. This is in 2006. So I had this training in the Freightliner. It was basically a Freightliner based company. The owner ops, they had International Eagles, no Kenworths, just International Eagles that I saw, and some Freightliners. So, but it was CRST basically paid the school, Advanced School of Driving. I think they're out of Ontario, but CRST is in Fontana. So, yeah, I did that. I passed my written test on the first try on Wednesday, so I went with the trainer, and it's kind of like a truck like this. The trainer will be sitting here. If you want to sit up front shotgun, you can, but you got 3 students in the back on the bunk, and they're watching you shift and grind gears and all that stuff. But I knew how to shift, but because I knew how to drive a manual stick shift, 5-speed or 6-speed car. So, but I was going fast. You know how you shift the car fast, and then the driver trainer was like, no. He's like, look. If I could do it with 1 finger or 2 fingers and just, like, And yeah, it took a while, but eventually I got it on the Friday. So when yeah, so Wednesday I was in the school, and then Friday, um, and then after that they give us a certificate. You know, you get your CDL printed to you there. I don't know if the DMV was Ontario or Fontana. I don't know. I don't know the area, but I do just truck driving wise. But I don't remember where that DMV was. But after that, you could team up with another rookie driver. Actually, I had a cool co-driver. Shout out to him if he ever sees this. I don't know if he wants me to mention his name, but he knows who he is. He was a cool dude. He was down from the LA area. He was a cool dude. So yeah, shout out to him. But yeah, he eventually left. I don't know what reason he left, and so because the deal was where in order for the rookie drivers to basically the company pays for your hotel room, you know, room and board, and they basically paying for you to become a truck driver to get your CDL. So that's $5,000. They basically said that you go over the road first before you team up with your other rookie driver that you met at the CDL school. That's part of the company too. You have to go with a trainer over the road. You got to do 3 months with the trainer. They want to make sure you're shifting right, you're backing right, you're making wide turns, you're reading the signs on, you know, the speed limit, all the signs, the bridge height, and all that stuff. Making sure you know the routine, you know how to fuel, your logbook. We had paper logs back then. You flipping pages and you got the ruler, your pen, whiteout, all that stuff. The little Xerox sheet that copies it to the other one, so you rip it off when you're mailing the your logbook and your bill of lading your bills into the trip pack box. That's how you get paid. So they making sure we know all that stuff, which was cool, you know. Let me see if the dispatcher sent me a little. Not yet. So we're making sure that we learn all that stuff. It was a cool experience. I got it down, you know, like the drive cycles and so on. Your 70-hour clock. You basically drive 11 hours in a 14-hour time frame. You take your breaks. You take one break before the 8-hour. Local is before the 6-hour. And then if you're at your 8-hour, your second break, you take it. So you're basically, you know, taking your breaks to be legit by the CSA and Federal Motor Carriers Association. So yeah, that was a cool experience to learn that stuff in that short amount of time with the trainer. I had 2 trainers. One was cool that I left with, but he got bit by a spider somewhere, and his finger swelled up. And I told him, I said, man, back in the day, he smoked Black and Milds. He smoked Black and Milds too. He thought I stole one of his Black and Milds. He was tripping. I said, man, I'm in the passenger seat looking at him like, I don't have to steal your Black and Mild. Look, I got a pack right here. What the fuck? I said, dude, you tripping, man. What's up with your finger? His pointing finger was fucking swole up. It looked like no cigar. It looked like a goddamn, I don't know. Like it was like his finger was gonna bust like a pack of biscuits. And I said, hey man, you mind if I just go home? You know, I'll let you be my trainer. I wasn't scared or nothing like that. You know, he was a cool dude. He's like, yeah, cool. Because I even went to his house before I met his family. Yeah, shout out to him if he's watching. If he wants to want me to mention him in my next story, talking going in depth about traders, that I'll tell him about this video. But I ended up telling him to drop me off at a family member that was somewhere in New Orleans, and I took the bus from there after I spent like I think 2 or 3 days in New Orleans, and then I went home to California. So yeah, and then I took like maybe 2.5 weeks, and then I had another trainer. My first trainer was from South Carolina, I think St. Paul, and then my other trainer was actually from the Phoenix area. He was a cool dude too. Shout out to him. He helped me learn more about backing, and that was very important, because he said that if you're backing, and if you got I am in the driver's seat, so if you got a truck at the truck stop or trailer, or maybe it's like a pole, or maybe like a long building, he says, don't worry about the other side. As long as you got your driver's side closer and it's clearing whatever obstacle, a truck, like a pillar, a wall, like a long like pole, or like a walkway with like a railing for employees to walk in and receiving office, or whatever it is, or like some pillars, or it could be like a dock bay that you gotta back in and it's dark. He said, always get out and look. That's the first most important thing, to get out and look before you even pull up to the dock. Make sure that you're gonna know in your head how to turn the wheel, because it's very important. When you pull up to a dock, basically get out and look. Make sure the lines are straight, or if it's slanted like that or like that, you gotta know how to turn your wheel to basically, veer out, go by the dock. And then once your back tires on the trailer, your tandems, they pass it, kind of veer out, and then you got the truck, at an angle like that, like my finger like that, and then the dock is like right here, and then you just and that's that. So once I got the hang of that, he signed me off. We went back to Fontana. He just dropped me off and said, yeah, I'm not taking another student, I'm going home. And he says, yeah, keep in touch. He ended up leaving CRST, and he went to Conway. So yeah, he cut me loose. Now, when I was rolling with my co-driver, like I said before, he was cool. No problems, no issues. He ended up leaving. We went several home times. Either I stayed like in LA or Vegas, or sometimes he'll come to the Bay. But yeah, he ended up leaving. I called a bus back to Fontana and tried to get my truck, because we basically split home times. He wanted to go one way, I wanted to go the other way, but the truck was going to stay in Fontana. And I came back to the truck. I'm waiting for him, blowing up his phone, like, where you at, man? What the fuck? Where you at? He calls me and says, man, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm like, what? But you can hold that 5,000 at 5Gs. He says, man, I'm not tripping on that. And I was like, all right. And I said, do they know? You better call them and let them know. I said, what am I gonna do? So I wasn't really tripping. I'm just over exaggerating when I say that. I end up going in the office, talking to the manager. I'm like, man, what am I gonna do? He says, hold on a second. He pulls out his file cabinet on his desk, a big ass book this thick, and just slams it on the desk. Here you go. These are all the drivers, all the rookies that are out there right now. Some of them, they got experience, or you never know. They might not even like their co-driver right now, but call them. We're just gonna put you in a hotel because we can't let you drive solo. I'm like, what the fuck, man? So I think that the Ramada Inn at the TA, they put me there because it was close. It's basically down the street from them, but not walking distance. But it kind of is, if you like to walk. I was there for like almost 2 months. I want to say a month and a half. And here's the deal was okay. They put you in that hotel, but in the morning the shuttle will get you, and you're coming to that yard. It's a big dust bowl. It's probably not a dust bowl now, but it was just dust and gravel and stuff. And sometimes a food truck come in. You're not making no money, so I just told them, like, hey man, they're still paying you like layover pay because it ain't your fault, but you're getting a measly $200 plus tax getting taken out. They're not charging you for the room because it's not your fault, but you're getting paid like if you were a rookie, 22 cents per mile. That's low. That's low as hell. So you're getting paid that dirt cheap money. And I said, hey man, when the next month came, I said, hey man, I just want to drive, man. Can I just become a trainer? I said, dude, I'm coming here every morning and you see me. I'm calling numbers. I'm even calling people that get sent out, with their trainers or whatever. And they like, I already got a co-driver. Oh no, I'll think about it. Oh, I'll keep in touch. I'm like, man, nah, I just want to become a trainer. I could do it. And like, all right, we're gonna see. He grabbed some keys. The manager, he says, all right, come with me. All right, jump in this truck. All right, we're gonna have you go around the yard and have you back up 8 times. I wasn't scared, so I back up 8 times, and he says, all right, hook up to this trailer. We're gonna go to the truck stop. Back up at the TA in Ontario. I think the last time I've been there, they changed it. Both of them are like TAs, but it wasn't a TA east and west like it is now. I haven't been there in years, but it was just a TA and a Petro. And then you got the Ontario Mills Mall. You got the Hooters and all that stuff. That's another story to tell in the future. But yeah, I backed up there 8 times. I even backed up on the last row, try to like tell me to parallel park. He had cones in the truck. He just wanted to make sure I was good. He says, man, you passed. I'm shocked. Really, really. I said, thanks, man. He says, all right, check this out. We're gonna let you become a trainer. He just like sign here and this and that. He says, all right, here's my home number, and here's my cell phone number. All right, we're gonna assign you a truck. He says, you're gonna pick up a load in Ontario, and then that load, he said, we already got it set up. That load is gonna go to Olympia, Washington. He said, if you could do that with no problems, then I'll call you with your next load. And then I did that with no problems, parked at the truck stop, all that stuff. And then he said, after that, you're gonna go all the way from there to Carlisle, Pennsylvania. They got a terminal over there. And he says, once you drop that relay load over there, you're gonna talk to another driver, trainer, manager, and he's gonna see what you could do also there too. I did that. I passed that. So he called Fontana, and then I guess they signed me off for that. I don't know. I was just standing outside the office while he was talking on the phone, and then he set me up with another load. It was a relay load going to Oklahoma City. They had a terminal over there too. So basically, the driver manager for Fontana, I don't know his name. This has been so long. He's a black, light-skinned, older guy with glasses. Um, he basically said, if you could do all of that, if you could do all of that, um, that's a truck backing up, Landstar. He said, if you could do all of that, then I'll let you become a trainer and you pick up your first student and this and that, and you don't have to worry about a co-driver, and you're getting trainer pay, but not owner out pay with a trainee in a truck, which you're basically paying off your debt at the same time, because your co-driver left, unfortunately. So I did that and it was cool. Yep, very interested becoming a trainer out right off the bat, which is crazy. But I wasn't scared or nothing like that, and no jitters, no, your first time you're driving, your palms are sweating, you got the jitters, you're in a big truck you ain't never been in, you're unfamiliar territory, right? So I ended up doing that and trained other students with a stick shift, and they were unexperienced, and they just came out of the trucking school just like I did. So it was cool. I eventually got tired of it because I kicked a couple students out, like three, and I wasn't a trainer that long, maybe for just a year, like under a year, maybe like as long as my contract of being on the road for 9 months. I kicked three drivers out. One person didn't listen. I'm not going to say male or female. One person didn't listen. They thought I was like militant because I smile a lot and they joke a lot. And the other person, was because he couldn't see. He needed glasses. Like, he literally needed glasses. And the other person, they just got fed up, and this was up in a hill in San Diego. They got fed up. They were stuck on the hill, and they couldn't get in a gear, and they rolled back twice, almost damn near hit the car behind them. And it would have been my fault. So I just jumped in the seat, and I'm like, just calm down. And the person was like looking like they wanted to cry. I'm like, just calm down, you'll be all right. You sure you don't want this? I was very patient, because I believe in patience. Whoever knows me, and they said, no, I'm done. So all right, I just called the dispatcher, and we'll try to get you somewhere. They're gonna try to set you up where you're gonna give you some money. There was no Ubers back then, so money for taxi on their Comdata card after we stopped to a truck stop if they didn't have their own personal debit, and basically get them from taxi to the Greyhound, and then shoot them back home. So yeah, that was interesting. And that's when, I don't know if CRST is still only team based, but I know back then it was only team based. So that's why I had no choice but to do that, which was crazy. But I had to do what I had to do, and that's what made me a truck driver. This video is kind of long. It's almost the 40-second mark. I think I'm gonna have to do a part 2. But yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, in a nutshell. I had to tell you more about training and over the road versus local, company driving, hazmat, gasoline tanker. I did that. Never did flatbed. I did reefer. I don't really like reefer, but reefer is easy, but I just don't like it. Local driving, I don't like it. But yeah, Yep, I have to tell you all about that in a part two story. I don't know when I'm gonna make it or promise it or guarantee it, but it'll come out when I feel like it. But if you are still here for this long video and you're interested in truck driving questions or comments, yeah, leave them below. Now, do I think any and everybody, if they're thinking about it, decide to go into trucking? Yeah, I think you should do it. You know, if you like trucking and you're serious about it. I'm not gonna say don't be scared, but if you're thinking about it and it's in your heart, your passion, or you got family members that are drivers, or you want to be a first driver in the family like me, go ahead and do it. I highly encourage it. You know. Yep, dispatch ain't sent me a load yet, but yeah, I encourage it because it's not gonna go anywhere. Even though if you're hearing rumors about electronic trucks and this and that, and robots gonna take over the world and all that, I say do it. It'll give you another notch on your belt. It'll give you patience too. Believe it or not, it'll give you patience if you like a hard head, knucklehead. Or you just like fed up with retail or warehouse work. And I forgot to mention when I was doing Bay Air Beverage, man, picking up those beer cases, and the reason why I left because I had a hernia surgery. I had a hernia surgery. I picked up a case of beer, and I'm like throwing it. I'm like throwing them on the pallet, like basically throwing them off. Like you take it off the backroom wall in the grocery store, right? It could be Safeway, Walmart, Target, or Sam's Club, or wherever store. But anyway, I was taking them off that the back wall, the little storage area, right? And I was training a guy. He's cool. Yeah, shout out to Marche. But yeah, I was training him, and I'm like, as I put the last one down, I'm like, what the fuck? I put it down. I drop it, but it teeter-totter. It fell on the pallet that was maybe stacked to my knees because I was taking off to the wall. I was doing the knee bending and all that, but I was like, what the fuck? I felt something in my abdomen, right? And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I lift up my shirt. I'm like, what the hell is a bubble? Basically, hernia is where your ab muscles will tear, and then your testic will pop out. And I'm pushing them back in. I'm like, he's like, what's wrong? I said, man, I think I need to go to the hospital. He said, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you just poking through your shirt? So I'm like poking my ab, right? And then I lifted my shirt. I showed. He's like, what the fuck? Yeah, fool. You need to go to the hospital. I called the salesman. I called the manager. And they're like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, man. We're ending the route. Send another merchandiser over here. And I forgot where we were. And I go in his office and I show him. He says, oh shit. He was like, damn, like damn. He's like that. Damn. Like Chris Tucker. And he said, let me get your paperwork. Workman's comp. Yeah, had hernia surgery. That's another story. It brings a tear to my eye thinking about that pain. Cause I wasn't in pain right then and there. I was still poking you like a kid in the candy store finding a new toy. Something interesting going on with your body, right? It don't hurt, But yeah, that story's from for another time. I have to tell that in another story too. Um, I'm gonna end the video. It's going on 45 minutes, so yep. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll holler at y'all later. Yep, peace out.